Hey, what's going on, y'all? Popping on real quick. Walking this beast. So y'all may hear me give him a couple commands or two. But I want to come on. I see so many things in the social media world because number one, I have to, and it's sorry if y'all hear that little behind the scenes ringing, is because that's his leash dragging on the ground, because sometimes I try to drop the leash because we working on some different trainings and things like that. So we establishing trust with one another. Well, we're not establishing it, but I always try to find time to try to train him when I can. Because these dogs, Roddy. So anyway, that's beside the point. But y'all got to bear with me if y'all hear that little noise in the background. But I follow a lot of things. I see a lot of things on social media. And you know what it always kind of reminds me of, especially when we're talking about people and relationships and what have you. It's so important to know who's in your circle. So important to really rely on that gift of discernment. Really look at patterns. There's so much that can go into what I'm getting ready to say. So I don't really want to start naming all of them, because then somebody may be like, well, you left this one out. But the whole point of what I'm saying is, it's so important to know who's in your circle. It's vital to how you're supported. It's vital to how you support others. It's vital to, when you don't believe in yourself, who's saying what to you? How do you know who to go to? Who should you go to? Is that even the right person? Because a person could be a good person, but it does not mean that's the person you should be going to for the support or for the advice or for a listening ear. And I see so much on social media, because I have to make sure that I have my hand on the pulse to know what's going on, what's being told, because I counsel people all the time. So if I'm not aware of what's being pushed, the narrative, whether it's culturally, whether it's by way of man versus woman, et cetera, then I can't help people the way that I know I need to. And so I see a lot of people that, one thing that I see that a lot of people have in common is they talk about how people are not who they think, how people switched up on them, how they did XYZ for this person, but that person didn't show up for them, how they put themselves out there, put the money up, gave them a shirt off their back, looked out for them when times was rough, but when it was time for them to need that person, they was nowhere to be found. Or when they needed that support, that person wasn't there or didn't know how to give the support. So, or man, I've come to find out this person was jealous of me. This person was hating on me. We got to be careful of who we're lending our ear to and our mouth to. What do I mean? Who we're taking advice from and who we're talking to. Because unfortunately, one thing that I find that's consistent is it's really hard for humans, including myself, but I've seen it so much, so I'm trying to learn much better now. I'm in a much better place. One thing I find is it's so hard for humans to understand that it's the inner circle, more likely than not, where the poison comes from. It's that ride or die, that BFF, that husband, that wife, that girlfriend, that boyfriend, that, right? That's where we're going to get betrayed from. That's where we're going to feel let down by our parents, our family members. You're not going to feel let down by the person at the grocery store or the gas station or the barista at Starbucks, because there's no relationship. There's no connection. There's no history. The most you're going to do is tell them that their customer service is trash and not go there anymore, write a review, or leave your food and say, I'm gone. I ain't finna pay for this. I'm out. But when you're dealing with those that are closest to you, that you feel you should be able to be vulnerable with, that you feel you should be able to trust, and they may not show up in the magnitude that you want them to, or they just simply may not show up because they just don't want to. And you have to find out that they've been jealous of you, jealous of your efforts, that they jealous because they watch you suffer and go through, but yet and still somehow you come out. And so something rises up within them because they're broken. They full of the devil. And now they starting to come against you, and you trying to figure out what's going on. Who's the mole? Who's leaking the information? Who's turning against me? Even Jesus said, 2 of you will betray me, but do it and do it quickly. And so sometimes we have to realize, number one, the betrayal will be there. But number two, he was mindful of it. Yeah, the betrayal is a part of my destiny for where I'm going. for the ultimate sacrifice I'm getting ready to have to make. But don't think for 1 second I don't know who it is. Don't think for 1 second I don't know what you may try to use or how you might try to come. I know you're coming. I know what's going to happen, but I'm not going to allow this to distract me from the ultimate goal. And that's the problem we run into. I understand we have feelings and emotions, and our feelings get hurt. Our hearts get broken. But you got to get to a place where you saying, you know what? I'm peeping game enough. I'm looking at patterns. I'm looking at the things you say. I'm seeing if this is a reciprocal thing. I'm assessing who's a liability and who's an asset. Because when the time comes, not if you will betray me, but when you betray me, I can't let it knock me off. I can't let it steer me wrong. I can't let it make me develop trust issues. Because therefore, when the next person comes that I should trust, I'm going to put them through something that wasn't even their fault. And that's the trick of the enemy, to talk me out of what's for me. Yeah, you were supposed to betray me, but this person was supposed to be there. So I'm not going to allow the person that was supposed to be there to pay for the sins that they never committed, to pay the tab on a bill they never ran up. So be mindful. And guess what? You're not alone. We all struggle with it. We all try to figure out who's for us, right? Everybody don't come presenting terrible. Your family don't come presenting terrible. Stop. Come along. But we have to understand, not if it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. But stop letting that stop you. Stop letting that mess up your relationships for the future. Stop letting that talk. I hear so many adults say, I don't trust people like that. I'm like, why not? This is a brand new person. You're doing yourself a disservice. I'm not saying that you go in being blind and being foolish, but don't go in charging them for something that they never did. Give them a fair shot. But instead of you having a trust issue, tighten up on your spirit of discernment, your gift of discernment. Tighten up on where did you meet this person? What do they say that they do? Look at certain qualities. How do they carry themselves? There's so many. Again, I can't sit here and name all of them because there's so many, and I don't want somebody to say, well, you forgot to name this one. But the biggest thing I could tell you is tighten up on that gift of discernment. Gift of discernment doesn't mean it's going to stop the betrayal, but it means, whoa, something is coming. Something is going to alert you. Now get yourself ready. It's just like when you on a plane and that pilot says, flight attendants prepare for landing. It doesn't mean it's not going to be bumpy. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be, well, I guess the most it can be is bumpy. You know, whoa, we get a little shifty. He says prepare, meaning prepare for anything that can happen. Most times it's just we get a little bumpy and we skirt, we hear the tires. But how do we know that we're not going to land and the tire going to fall off? So therefore they're saying, because they've done behind the scenes training. So you should be doing behind the scenes training with your gift of discernment, reading your word, understanding people, understanding you. If you're in a vulnerable place and you opening up if you're in a vulnerable place and you opening up yourself and you know you're in a vulnerable place, you know you're in a place where you're not stable emotionally, which is where people try to come in, friends, families, foes. They try to prey on your vulnerability. You know you're in a vulnerable place. Get yourself in a place to where you can be protected. Hide yourself. Don't just be telling everybody what's going on with you. Get in prayer. Get some help. Read some articles. Listen to some audios. Listen to a healthy podcast. Go to church. But don't put yourself out there. Then you wonder why the person took advantage. Or you meeting people telling them everything you done been through. So now all they finna do is just basically not be exactly who you said. But that can only last for so long. So when he's saying flight attendants prepare for landing, that doesn't mean sit down and put their seatbelt on and that's it. No, that means everything you've been taught, it needs to come to fruition in this moment. We gonna have a bumpy landing, but if we have a bumpy landing and all of a sudden the what do you call those? The masks from the top have to drop down. Whoa, we better be prepared for that. We're not waiting to get prepared. We're already prepared for when something can happen. We're prepared for best case scenario and we're prepared for worst case scenario. And that's what we need to try to strive to be. Because therefore we shouldn't be having illegal oughts and illegal issues with trust and love and support. I ain't never gonna love nobody again. Why would you not love somebody again? Because you've had a couple of bad spouts from relationships. What did love ever do to you? And why would you close yourself off to something that a person has the ability to give you if both people are working towards something, whether it's improving themselves, loving one another, supporting one another. Why would you cut yourself off to that? Love didn't do nothing to you. It was that individual. Okay, then you moved on. That individual did it. Now you learn. Okay, that family member hurt you. You gave it a break. You circle back around. You thought y'all was on the same page. Now y'all not. Time for another break. However you got to do it with wisdom. But stop inflicting more pain than you have to actually have to go through. Prepare. You're not a flight attendant, but you are in control of your life and your destiny and where you're going. You driving this plane. You guiding this plane. And just like the pilots have to have, sorry y'all, it's a bit windy, but just like the pilots need the flight attendants, they need us, they need the mechanics, they need the people in the control room. We have to make sure we're equipping ourselves as much as we can. Not so that we can avoid. Imagine if we on a plane and the pilot is like, oh my gosh, we never prepared for once we started to land and the oil started leaking or the gas started coming out. Or the wing, or one of the wings fell off. We didn't prepare for that. What you mean you didn't prepare? All of us would have an issue and be ready to sue. But you see what's so amazing? That here's how the devil would trick us. He'd make us have an expectation for other people that's in certain positions that we don't even do for ourselves. Why are you not prepared in case that relationship doesn't go well? Again, preparation does not mean it eliminates hurt or it eliminates pain or it eliminates the fact that it'll happen to you. But guess what? You don't have to be down and out. You don't have to take that into your next. You learn from it. You find the proper measures to heal. Yes, the healing may take some time. Yes, you might cry. Yes, you're going to feel alone. Yes, you're going to feel like it's a disappointment. Again, whether it's an intimate relationship, a family situation, a business deal, a close friend. But make sure that you are preparing. Don't be reactive when it comes to certain things. Be proactive and prepare. All right, y'all. It's a little bit of wind going on. Me and him getting ready to get out of here because he's drooling. He always lets me know when he's tired of walking. You tired of walking, buddy? So, hey, y'all. I hope that helped somebody. Definitely helped me. You know, y'all, we on this thing together. Don't forget to catch me. Well, I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to say that. But anyway. All right, y'all. Until next time. We'll chat soon. Talk to y'all soon.